Here we're being asked to factor a trinomial. Now looking at this trinomial, before I start to think about my factorization, I always want to look at the signs in it. So noticing that my middle term is negative and my last term is negative, I know something right away, and that is that both of these terms have to be opposite signs. Because I'm multiplying to get a negative value, remember when I'm factoring, I'm looking for two values so that they multiply to give me the last term, so that's the product, and I'm looking for the same two values that will add or give me a sum of the middle term. Since I have a negative product, the only way to multiply two numbers and get a negative is if I have a positive number times a negative number. So looking at this factorization, because it's w squared, I know my first terms of the binomials will be w times w. And I could also fill in this plus and this negative right away if I wanted to. Now, thinking of some factors of 16, I could have 1 and 16. Now, because they have to be opposites, it could be a negative 1 times positive 16 or 1 times negative 16. Other factors of 16 would be 2 and 8. So once again, because I want to multiply to a negative 16, it could be negative 2 and positive 8 or positive 2 and negative 8. And then the only other possible factors of 16 would be 4 and 4, where one of these would have to be positive and one of them would have to be negative. Now if I go through here and check to see which pair adds to give me a negative 6, I can see that negative 1 plus 16, that's 15, which is not what I want. 1 plus negative 16 is negative 15. Negative 2 plus 8 is positive 6, but I want a negative 6, so I do not want that pair of factors. However, 2 plus negative 8 gives me a negative 6, which is what I was looking for. So my correct factorization would be w plus 2, multiply that quantity by the quantity w minus 8. And if I go back through and check by using FOIL to multiply these out, I can see I would get w squared minus 8w plus 2w minus 16, and combining my two middle terms gives me w squared minus 6w minus 16, which was in fact what I had for an original trinomial. So the correct factorization is the quantity w plus 2 times the quantity w minus 8.